Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Grocery Guru. We're here with that guru, Andrew Grant. Andrew, how are you?
Good morning, Darren. Yes, very good. Thank you very much.
Good. All right, so short week this week. We're Friday. What's been happening in the world of grocery this week?
Yeah, something that I picked up on through the various news feeds we get access to. But the nasty word inflation.
Oh, okay. All right.
And a bit of a perfect storm brewing, I think, for grocery suppliers.
Yeah.
In that just about everything seems to be going up in price or is in severe shortage.
Okay, so if I take you back to the 80s, there were price increase negotiations every year and it always went up about 3, 4, 5%. The supplier asked for 11, we got it down. Okay, and now what's happening is we've got inflation coming again, but it's not the typical round that used to happen, is it?
No, it's going to be really awkward, I think, for the poor old suppliers out there. And remember, everybody's trying to recover from this pandemic. Not only if you look at sort of global food commodity prices, whether it's wheat or soybean or whatever, they're in orbit. Yeah. But actually, what worries me is it's all those sort of ancillary costs that buyers are really, really good at swiping away are going up like nobody's business. So, the price of a shipping container from China, $1,700 to $8,000.
Wow.
What's that, a six-fold increase?
Yeah, that's a 100% increase. Wow.
Yeah. All of us have probably had to fill our car up for the first time in a year. That's gone up from about 108 for diesel to 128 plus.
Yeah, I think there was a point where Morrison's got it below £1, but yeah, it's up now. I think I saw yesterday 138. So yep, diesel's up.
So 25% plus rise in your transportation costs. If you can get minimum wage, if you can get minimum wage labour, you're having to compete with the restaurant sector and everybody else. So if you need somebody for your factory or to pick stuff in your fields, the shortages of labour and the cost of that labour is going up. And obviously you've also got the COVID costs. You're probably having to run your factory with safe distancing rules and all sorts of various extra costs as a result of COVID.
Checks.
And it's all of those costs will now be sort of building up and building some severe pressure on suppliers' cost bases. And unfortunately, it's those costs that buyers are so good at batting away.
Yes.
I know you and I will have done it. It's very, very easy to say, well, you need to break down exactly what your makeup of costs is. And, you say shipping costs have gone up from 1,700 to 8,000. And I'll say, oh, yeah, but you're using the spot price based in Shanghai. I've got the 3-month Singaporean index in my hand, and that's flat. And you're just then in a world of pain.
Very true. So we've got the supply costs we've got costs going up in the supply chain, particularly ancillary costs. Plus, we've also got supermarkets who are trying to recover from what was a good increase in sales. We talked here a few weeks ago about the average increase was, let's say, 10% across the supermarkets. The bar is that Sainsbury's, for instance, I think it was £468 million worth of costs on COVID.
Yeah. So we talked about the struggles that the supermarkets will have this year, trying to lap that phenomenal sales peak of last year because everybody was eating and drinking at home. So they've got their own pressures. A little bit of inflation is not a bad thing for a supermarket. Yep. A couple of percent inflation, if you could control your costs, just goes straight to your bottom line. But yeah, as always, I think it will be the suppliers that get squeezed. And I guess, it's one of the things we do is, we have cost price increase workshops. We can help suppliers or walk suppliers through that tortuous maze that is a cost price increase. And I think the message out there would be, you need to start thinking about a cost price increase now. It's a minimum 12-week notice period. You can, in theory, put a price increase through quicker because a supplier's price increase is cost price is the same as a retailer's retail price, and they don't give you or I notification when the cost of 4 cans of Boddingtons goes up, and they don't give us a reason, do they?
They certainly don't. I think the biggest thing that I would take away is buyers don't like surprises. Here's a cost price increase. Now, at some point, yes, there's going to be a first introduction of it, but it's managing that message through. It's having the influencing and persuasion skills to be able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, second only to running over their dog, it's probably the worst news you can give them, that you're tabling a cost price increase, because it's a direct challenge to their, to what they do.
And it's also another thing to think about in a busy day, like we all have. Buyers have busy jobs, as do account managers. It's just a whole nother thing now to think about, to manage, to try and convince people, to manage it internally, think about future margin. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So yeah, I think you're talking, minimum of giving them 12 weeks notice. You probably need 2, 3, 4 weeks yourself to prepare and get the messaging right. So you're talking about a 4-month process. Yeah. So you're talking, beginning of June, July, August, September. You're talking about September, October increases. Yeah. And if anything, now is the time, because most of the supermarkets, some of them are still in Q1. Certainly they're in, if they're not in Q1, they're in early Q2. There isn't quite that year-end pressure that you get in Q3 and Q4. Trying to put a price increase through over Christmas and into their landing zone of the end of their Q4, worst possible time. So if you're going to do a price increase, for most of the UK supermarkets, you do it between sort of February and May, June. So yeah, the window's rapidly closing if you want to get an effective price increase through this year, would be my opinion.
Yeah, it's all right. It's going slightly fuzzy, but I think we've got the message. And I was going to add that there's a window that happens now, as you said, or February to June, and then it's going to close before Christmas. Oh, we're thinking about Christmas. Come back to me in the new year. Will be one of the tactics.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're in a new normal, but in the old world, it was, everybody disappears on holiday 15th of July. So nothing happens till the beginning of September. The minute, and traditionally it was always Halloween, started the Christmas season off. So you went Halloween, bonfire night, full on Christmas. And to get a buyer's attention after about the 30th of October, particularly with a price increase, forget it. Yes. So yeah, you probably got 2 price increases a year. You've got sort of mid-January to short win September, 30th of October in our experience and our opinion.
Andrew, sorry, it went a little bit fuzzy. Just tell us those 2 windows you talked about, mid-Jan to.
Yeah, sort of mid-Jan to probably around now, middle of June. Yeah, the bigger window, and then sort of 1st of September through to the 30th of October. Yeah. Looking at another way, you can blank out November through to January.
Yes, good. Okay, it went a little bit fuzzy. I wanted to make sure we got that message across. Okay, that's really good. All right. My other thought is that don't take a price increase in with either a spreadsheet that looks like something that was built by Stephen Hawking, as in having a million numbers that no one understands. My second thought is don't have a PowerPoint presentation that roughly says it's a price increase, but over 50 slides.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's not going to be good news. It's not going to be greeted with a smile and come and have a cup of coffee. It needs to be a very black and white, simple message, and yeah, be prepared for it to be a very short initial conversation that ends with a NO.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Okay, Andrew, brilliant. Love it. What's our takeaway from here?
I think it is for our audience, which are mainly grocery suppliers. If you haven't already felt some significant cost pressures, and I'd be staggered if you haven't, and you haven't started thinking about a price increase. You're running out of time to get something this year.
Love it. Good, nice, simple and clear.
And obviously, the reason we do these webinars, these podcasts, is we're here to help.
We can help. All right, Andrew, Grocery Guru, thank you. We'll let you enjoy your Friday and your weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.